I think firstly it's really important to understand that technology on its own obviously doesn't just sort of exist and work, and that people are absolutely essential to that. And what I would encourage people to think about is how do we use technology to get the most out of our human capital? So in housing, how do we make sure that technology is taking care of the work or the jobs that are hard to do or that no one wants to be able to do, so that we can focus our human resources on supporting vulnerable customers, being in communities, understanding customer needs and creating those face-to-face relationships with people. So the framework that I use is thinking about things like how to automate. What are the tasks that maybe we spend lots of time on that don't add any value? And what are the things that we would rather just augment? So how do we use technology to help our employees do a better job, whether it be giving them a prompt to ask the right questions when they're in a face-to-face interaction with a customer, or summarising vast amounts of information and helping make predictions maybe over a customer who might be falling into arrears. We've seen some fantastic examples with some of our customers in the sector start to use AI and use our technology to do those sorts of things, whether it be summarising complaints and very quickly enabling a complaint handler to understand what the challenge was with the customer is raising, what the complaint is, and how they can best address that. Or whether it just be as simple as automating a call wrap-up. You know, no one likes to sit at the end of a call, having taken the call, and then write up their notes at the end of it. So actually technology now enables us to do that in a really simple way. So I think one thing that we do really well here at Salesforce is create a really strong brand identity and cult. And in housing, that often can be missed because obviously, you know, it's sort of implied in what you're doing as organisations that you're doing good, you're housing people. But actually building something that's beyond just the name of the organisation and the processes that you deliver, and building something that employees and customers can really buy into, I think is really important. And at Salesforce, we have a process every year that we go through called the V2 Mum. That's where we have our leadership who set out the strategy for the organisation, and they do that through a process that we all take part on. So what does V2 Mum stand for? It's a very American term. It's vision is the first V. So what is it that we want to achieve? And that's usually just a couple of sentences, really simple and easy for everyone to understand. Something that the whole organisation could articulate if asked. What values are going to drive us? And those values for Salesforce have always stayed the same. There are underpinning values of trust and sustainability and of customer success. And then what methods are we going to employ? So we've got the two V's, we're getting onto the M. What methods are we going to employ? How are we going to meet that vision with the technology that we have at our disposal and that our customers can use? What obstacles, what's going to stop us from achieving those goals? And how are we actually going to measure that as well? And what Salesforce does is that every year the CEO sets that out, and then their direct reports set that out, follow with their own V2 Mum, which aligns to the CEOs, and that goes all the way through the organisation. On top of that, we're also made to do our corporate certification every year. So every single employee can talk about what Salesforce does and how we do it. And I think bringing that sort of commonality in housing to and singularity of focus and vision is something that I think the housing sector could certainly benefit from.